Hello everyone, it is your DJ for life and I am coming to you from St. Augustine, Florida, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Old History Museum here in Gator Bob's store right behind me, as you can see. It is a spot where you can learn about the history here of St. Augustine, Florida. It has some interactive exhibits within the museum that you can check out, and even a few things outside of the museum that you can interact with, like a strength tester, love machine if I remember right, and a few other things that are pretty cool, which I'll show you too actually before we head into the museum itself. But the museum is included with your ticket price for the trolley, and so it's no extra cost to you. Might as well go ahead and check it out. If you have little kids, they might like the interactive parts there, and probably the train station setup that they have. And maybe some of the other little things that they have in there. They have a pirate ship as well, so that could be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. Here we are inside of Gator Bob's, and this is just on your way to the restroom here. But I thought it was pretty interesting how they have the chandelier over here, and over here they have where you can have some music played for you. And these guys remind me of the ones from American Pickers with Mike and Frank here, and I think these are kind of the same characters that they are gravitated towards when they're going through and find these guys here. And kind of like a Zoltar, you have Zelda. You have her fortune, and for $1 you can go ahead, you select which zodiac sign that you are, and she'll read your fortune. Hopefully it's a good one. And over here, I think this is about the coolest thing here, because it has two fans spinning around in the similar fashion that a regular fan blade would. And I think it'd be really awesome to try and get one of these, because you don't see them around, and has a cool look to it. And here, another love tester, which this one reminds me of the one on The Simpsons in Moe's bar there. You can be either burning, wild, naughty but nice, mild, all the way down to poor fish, try again. And speaking of Zoltar, they have Zoltan, which is the prisoner. And this guy will read your fortune, which probably is going to be a little bit better than his. Doesn't say you have to pick a zodiac sign or anything. He just knows what's going on. And inside Gator Bob's, we do have the Old St. Augustine History Museum. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. And we'll walk through time. So here, when you first walk through, you get a look at a tiki hut. You have the Florida's first people, and this was their home. You can read up on that. It's a lot to read. I'm not going to read it all to you. But one thing that I do like is that they have the sounds of the animals that are displayed here going on all around us. So let's go ahead and take a listen. You don't want that bobcat coming at you. Right here, we have an authentic silver bar. says it weighs 66.2 pounds. So you can actually lift it. Won't be able to lift it all, obviously, with both hands, but it is pretty heavy for sure.
Most of the valuables from the Indians.
So here we can see a ship that looks like it must have been shot or something because it's coming apart here. So let's see some trivia. It says, why did Spain colonize St. Augustine? It says here that it is to protect the Spanish treasure fleets on their way back to Seville.
Centuries later, through the use of modern technology, history that was once strewn.
We have, what is doubloon, if I'm saying that correctly. It says, the doubloon was a very valuable gold coin, minted in Mexico, Peru, and Spain, and commonly used in Spain and Spanish America.
Let's sail away to a time.
The trivia we have here says, what is the richest shipwreck ever recovered?
Returning with treasures from the New World.
It says the 1622 Spanish galleon Atacha is the richest shipwreck ever recovered. The wreck was located 40 miles of Key West and recovered more than $450 million worth of treasure. Wow, that's a lot. And then here they have a picture here of it. And the last one, who was the most ferocious pirate? Let's see. I'm going to guess Jack Sparrow because he was in Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm wrong. It says Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. It says here that he received his famous nickname from the thick black beard he twisted into little tails. When he was about to go into battle, he placed slow burning matches under his hat. The ghostly smoke encircled his head and terrified his prey, who usually surrendered without a fight. And having that come after you, I'd probably be a little terrified too. And in here, we have some more trivia lined up for us at this general store. So, kind of like the old store museum here, like right next to this building that I also did a video on. This is set up to look like how it would be back in the probably late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that. But let's check out their trivia. It says here, when was the first electric washing machine manufactured? I'm going to guess 1902. I don't know. Somewhat close. It says the first motorized clothes washers were introduced in America about 1900. It says the motor rotated the tub. In the early models, the electric motors beneath the machines were not protected, and water often dripped into them, causing short circuits and jolting shocks. Well, talk about one way to electrify your washing experience. What is this chair's secret? My guess is you can also save time and go to the bathroom on it. Alright, I was way off. It says the chair turns into a stepladder. So that chair over there turns into a stepladder. How handy is that?
Move the stick and put it down here where you can sit down and run it.
Ooh, here we go. How much did a can of peaches cost in 1909? I'm going to guess 5 cents. It says 15 cents. All right, that's a little bit off there. Bread was 10 cents. Eggs was 27 cents. Which hasn't really came up all that much comparatively to some of the stuff. Ketchup, peanut butter, Campbell soups for 25 cents for 3 cans. Definitely can't do that nowadays. And we have some pictures of peaches here. And where can you learn to speak cracker? Now this one I do know, and that's because I was going to the bathroom and all of a sudden I heard something pop over the speaker system and it scared the heck out of me, which luckily I was already in the bathroom, so I didn't have to worry about anything being scared out of me that couldn't be safely. But It's in their bathrooms here at Gator Bob's. So, it says here, learn to speak cracker in the restrooms here at Gator Bob's. It says, some people will tell you that cracker comes from the sound made by early cow wranglers cracking their whips to chase cows out of the scrub. Others say it comes from the cracked corn that was a staple of diets of poor whites, as in cornmeal, grits, and corn whiskey. And don't make no never mind to me means I don't care. And over here, this is actually pretty cool. There's a guy that does the trolley tours. His name was Chip, and he was pretty excited about this part. It is a model train station here with an electric train and different things that you can do along the way and see. And I think it's pretty cool to see the details here of the train setup going around what would be the town or the area back in the day. And then along here you can have some interactive buttons here that you push, and it does a few things. So this one says here, you push and you see the farmer and the cows. So let's check it out. And then over here, if you can see it, the farmer there in the middle of his field is moving back and forth, watering his plants. And then right over here, you push and you can see the water tower move. All filled up. And then this button you can push and you can see the trolley moving back and forth. Oh, well, there it goes. Now you can see the trolley. And then up here, right above it, you can have some more interactive experiences. So here you can push to hear some sounds of the train. Oh, that one doesn't work. Okay. And here you can push and you'll see the hotel light up, which at the time, having electricity was pretty much unheard of, but they had electricity here even before the White House. And then here you can push and see the crane operator at work, lifting and lowering the log. This one you can push and see the little guy hard at work, chopping that wood. And here you can push and see the cannons firing. And here's a little mock setup of the old jail. So established in 1891, we have here the electric chair and the old jail museum, in which I also did a video on that, so feel free to check that out. We have that one prisoner almost looks like he's about to try and escape. And those guys aren't going to go anywhere. And then we got that guy in the bird cage, because he's a jailbird. Alright, so when we come out, look here, we have this couple. Got that guy making some eggs, and the lady doing some laundry, and the kids in there. Not quite sure what they're exactly doing. It's kind of hard to see, but maybe they're about to do some chores as well. Who knows? Kids love chores, don't they? And Tin Can Tourist is what these guys were called. And there you have it. There's the tour of the Old History Museum here in St. Augustine, Florida. Feel free to check it out. There's some interactive stuff to do on the outside of it and also within the museum itself. If you have little kids, they might like that. But otherwise, they would probably enjoy the train station setup more. And right now, today, there wasn't the train that was operating on it. I think it was off the tracks there, but the one at the end there was working and going back and forth on the tracks there through the train station. But yeah, it's pretty cool learning about some of the things throughout there, learning about Blackbeard there, the price of some of the food back in the day, and seeing the train station. That was kind of fun since it was interactive and took a lot of detail to make for sure. So otherwise, feel free to check out some of the other videos I have. Currently have some up for the Minnesota State Fair, and also have some up with my travel to South Dakota and Wyoming and Kansas. So feel free to check those out and join me for the next adventure.